Kate and Audrey in the morning, afternoon or evening, or whenever we decide to film this. Hi, I'm Kate.
And I'm Audrey.
And this is our podcast.
In the Streets
with Kate and Audrey. I forgot our name. I was going to say, Kate and Audrey in the morning.
Welcome back.
We're back.
We're back, baby.
Season 2.
Season 2, new year.
A month later than we were supposed to come back.
Yeah. We were having some technical difficulties, but it was good technical difficulties because
we're available on every platform.
Except for Google.
Google hates us.
Google hates us for whatever reason, but we're available on every platform, so you can catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Overcast, Anchor, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, 3 others that I'm unsure what the names are because they're like small, like
random
radio
ones.
stations.
But you can listen to us anywhere, anytime, any platform.
Exactly, except for Google.
Yeah. But if you use Google for podcasts anyways, red flag. Switch.
Yeah, there's other ones. There's
anything
other
else. Ones. YouTube. We're still on YouTube.
Yeah, we're still on YouTube as well. Use the YouTube.
Also, shout out to our one UK
Yeah, shout out to
listener.
The one UK listener. If you are our UK listener,
please DM us.
We would love to have you on the podcast.
We get stats now.
Yeah.
So we get some good ideas of where people are. We've got a UK listener.
Yeah.
And we need to know who they are.
Yeah, because I don't know anyone in the UK that's listening to our podcast.
I don't know anyone in the UK that's listening to our podcast either.
Look at that. So if you're a UK listener, please let us know. We would love to have you.
Audrey, where are you from?
Today I am from Patch Emberdash.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So fun.
It is fun.
What's it like there?
It's actually really nice. It's very temperate. It's very similar to, it's very similar to,
You're such a good liar.
I was trying to remember the name of the countries. It's like, it's very similar to, like, Armenia, Georgia, Azerbaijan, because it's, like, right in there. It's, like, next to those. Right on the Black Sea with, like, Turkey and Iran and whatnot.
So believable, Bessie.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely 100% real. Don't look it up.
This is like our first episode of season 1 where we just laughed for about half of it. Back to our roots.
Back to our roots of just absolute sheer chaos.
We have no guests today.
No.
We forgot to mention that. It's just us.
Just us.
But we'll spin at the end. We'll get a guest next week.
Exactly. It'll be good.
It will be great.
We're really excited to be back, and we hope that you guys are excited to have us back
in your lives
for
guidance.
Yeah. We are the one true podcast. We're the only podcast.
Only podcast.
Yep. Yeah, so if you like podcasts, it's something very new. So congratulations, you're trendsetters.
We've actually invented it.
Yeah.
We're so glad that you've caught on to this wonderful invention.
Yeah.
All the other people that claim to be podcasts are just singers that forgot to put the background music on.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of how it works here. Well.
Should we spin the wheel?
We should spin the wheel.
Let's spin
Why
that
not?
wheel. First wheel spin of season 2.
Spin of season 2. Off it goes.
Oh, you can hear it.
You can hear it.
Limberwisk! Our favorite country on the podcast.
If you didn't know, Limberwisk is a 100% most definitely real brackets fake country.
Yes.
Audrey
has been there.
I have been there because it's a real fake country. I pretended once to be there, and Holly was our guest. Do you guys remember Holly? And
I was going to say, yeah, I
do. And right after, she was like, I've never heard you use Limberwisk before. Where is it? And I told her that it wasn't real.
Audrey likes to lie.
Yeah.
Speaking of Audrey lying about where she's from and using Limberwisk, the other day we were at this really cool thing that the University puts on with some therapy dogs. You go and pet them. And we ran into, not one, not two, but 3 European international students. And we asked them where they were from. I don't remember where they're from, but Audrey does.
One of them was the first one was from Germany. And I was like, oh, cool, what part of Germany? And then they said do you know where Frankfurt is? And I was like, yes, I do. And they're like, near there. And I was like, okay, slay. The next one was like, oh, I'm from France. And I was like, oh, slay, what part of France? And they said, oh, like, the northeast. And I was like, oh, it's like Strasbourg. And he's like, yeah, like, exactly Strasbourg. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so great. I'm so good at guessing games.
Geography.
Geography. And then the third one is like, oh, I'm from Finland. I was like, oh my gosh, what part of Finland? And then she says, like the south. And I was like, so Helsinki? And she was like, yes, Helsinki.
Yes.
And I was like, great. And they're like, where are you from? And then I proceed to say,
Limberwisk. And we were with some other friends, some future podcast guests.
Yep.
And the rest of us just kind of sat there like, oh no. Because you can fool the Canadians and the Americans.
They're so easy to fool.
We are. I thought Limberwisk was real until Audrey told me it wasn't. And I am Canadian, so. But the European students,
no. You cannot. I walked myself into that trap.
Mistakes were made. And we just kind of hung out for a bit. We didn't really talk to them much. And then when we were getting up to leave, they were Googling Limberwisk and trying to figure out how to spell it because nothing was coming up. Because it's not real.
And they had asked me where it was, and I was like, oh, it's like an island south of Iceland. And they're like, so it's like part of Iceland? And I was like, no, it's like an island part. It's like not part of Iceland. And they're like, so where is it? And I was like, well, it's kind of part of Denmark. That was a mistake because they're like, so you speak Danish? And I was like, no.
She dug herself into a real deep hole, and the European students were jumping on in because they just kept asking, and we were like, it's not real. And we haven't seen them since, so shout out to them. If you guys are listening, come on the podcast.
Yeah, we would love to have you, and that's my brother.
Your phone went off. Unprofessional.
Yeah, I know. Dearest brother,
what did
thank you for inviting me to trivia night, but it was an inappropriate time.
Did he actually invite you to trivia night?
Well, I asked him if I could go to his trivia night, and he said yes.
It's so fun.
I asked, can I do quiz night, please? And he says yes.
Great. Glad we had to know that
exactly.
now.
Thank you for letting me know right now, dearest brother.
As if my phone didn't go off every other episode last season with the NHL Leaf game updates.
With all the updates. But yeah, so Limberwisk is a fun, totally 100% real fake country. Mm-hmm. There's a great video. I didn't come up with it though. I did plagiarize. If you are aware of the Geography Now channel, it's like one of the April Fool's countries that they made. And if you are also a fan of the Geography Now channel, you would know that Patch Amberdash is another one of their...
It all leads back.
It all leads back to the Geography Now.
And if you are Geography Now,
if you're Barbie, please come on the podcast.
Join us. We can make up a new country together.
Exactly. It's but yeah, it's a great hobby.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
It's really fun to watch people react to it.
Yeah. It really is. Yeah, because I stopped giving people real places now.
Yeah, before you would give people real places, but they were specific real places.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, oh, I don't know what that is.
Yeah. And then I'd have to explain certain things. And it's like, oh. Like I would say, oh, I'm from Ottawa. And they're like, oh my gosh, me too. Where'd you graduate from? And then I'd have to be like,
Ottawa circa like 14 years ago.
Yeah. Whoa. So I have to explain that whole can of beans.
Lots of places.
So it's easier now to just make up things, because if they don't know what or where it is, no follow-up questions are asked.
Most Canadians and Americans don't ask.
No.
Because they don't know, and they don't want to embarrass themselves that they don't know, so they just pretend to know, which
exactly.
is also really
which is
funny.
Really funny to
they're
know.
just like, oh yeah, okay.
I know where that is.
Yeah. Oh, my aunt's been there, you know?
Yeah.
And then you're just sitting there and you're a liar, but I am too.
So who's laughing now?
But the European kids, they ask.
Yeah.
They gotta know.
They yeah. Yeah.
We learned that lesson.
I know now not to lie to European international students. That's the way to do it. Well, we can give the wheel another spin.
Oh, yeah.
Want to talk about something else? Let's go.
Shuffling in the back.
Yeah.
We always forget to talk over the spin.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. The tack house.
The tack house.
We gotta define tack house right here, right now.
Yeah. So basically, do you guys remember the Hype House? Now think Hype House, but Western.
Which, by the way, little bullet point. The Hype House was always like, we're the first to do what we do. No, you were not.
No, you were not.
O2L was doing it way before. That's like Connor Ferranta, Trevi Moran, let me see if JC and Kian and JC, those OG YouTube friends. I think there was one named Sam. I don't remember all of them, but they were doing it. And it was great.
They were there. And
the Hype House was always like, we did it first. And I was always like, no, you didn't. And it always made me mad. But anyways, it led into like then like also the Team 10 house.
Team 10, yeah.
There's lots of houses. Influencers have been living together for a very long time.
Yeah. Kate and I don't live together. We're not.
No, we don't.
No, we do not.
We're not a Hype House.
We're not a Hype House. But the Tack House is essentially a Western Hype House. It's, according to them, the first Western content house.
Which I also find hard to believe.
Yeah.
I feel like the country families have been doing this for a minute, but okay.
Yeah. Like, okay. Whoa.
But it's on TikTok and Instagram and all platforms.
Yeah. If you ever seen that guy that's like, what I would wear as your husband, and it's like a country song, and he's got the massive, like, cross, and then it's like his church outfit, his working on the ranch with you outfit, his
a lot of outfits.
Date night outfit, and then he's the same guy that did that one. He's part of the Tack House. He also did the you can't wear your cowboy hat and buckle to prom, and then he's like, try me. This was like 3 years ago.
Oh, I
don't know
thought
if anybody remembers this.
I thought he was saying you couldn't wear your cowboy hat and buckle. I was like,
parents,
I knew lots of guys that wore their cowboy hat and buckle to prom.
His parents were like, you can't wear your buckle and your cowboy hat to prom, and he's like, watch me. This was 3 years ago, so I don't know if anybody remembers this.
Well, now everyone knows.
Everyone knows.
Basically, he's a part of the Tack House.
Yeah, and that's he was the only one I knew or was vaguely aware of.
Yeah, he's the only one I'd seen before that too. But then I got the Tack House on my page, and they were like under fire for like a bunch of reasons. Like people were like, "Are you really country or are you fake country?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Why do we care?"
Yeah, exactly.
Let people live, and they're living on like a little ranch farm.
Yeah, they live on a ranch. They have horses and stuff.
They're doing enough to be country.
Yeah, like they live in the middle of nowhere.
They got the country fits too. They're styling. They
recently went to Vegas, I saw.
Wonderful.
They all wore cowboy hats the whole time.
Gotta keep it going.
Exactly. So that's exciting for them. I hope they had a good time. Tack House, if you are listening, if you are our 27% American listeners.
If y'all are listening, I suggest you come on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta speak, their language.
A little refresher, Kate is from
Saskatchewan, so that is also my language, but less accent than Texas. A lot less accent.
A little less.
More farm, less yeehaw.
Yeah.
Alberta's a little more yeehaw, less farm. Mm-hmm. That's the way I like to put it.
Yeah. It's a good way to put it.
Thank you.
But yeah, so the Tack House is an interesting thing. I think that was all we had to say about the Tack House.
Legit, I don't remember where this was going. We make a lot of topics, and then we forget, like, why they were topics in the first place. So we went through before doing this, and we deleted a bunch, because we're like, one was, like, time.
Yeah.
Like, what were we going to say about time?
What was the idea? And other things were, like, a little outdated, right? Like, it was...
Yeah, sometimes we put events that are current, and then they're no longer current, so we can't use them anymore.
Yeah.
I don't remember what was on there.
Yeah, because we deleted them, so there's no way to go back.
Exactly.
But yeah, we have time for one more wheel spin.
3 is a charm.
3 times a charm.
Here we go. We're spinning.
Spinning and spinning.
Spin, spin, spin.
Spin, spin, spin.
Like our spin class that we take now. Bagpipes. Oh, it was almost the next one.
Yeah.
Bagpipes! So, basically, a little bit ago, by that, I have no idea when it was.
2 or 3 weeks ago?
2 or 3 weeks ago, Audrey calls me frantic and is like, bagpipes. And that's all I remember from the call. And the fact that she was trying to make her own. She was trying to DIY. You asked me if I had something. Rubber glove.
I asked her if she had rubber gloves.
I didn't.
She did not have
I had a plastic bag.
I was really sad about it.
We couldn't make the bagpipes that day.
Because I had I'd watched an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Wonderful show.
It's a great show.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, if you're listening, come on the podcast.
Please. All of you. Terry Crews, Stephanie Beatrice, all the other ones.
Andy Sandberg. I was like, how can we forget the main?
Melissa Fermero. What's his name?
Joe
Latrugo.
Yeah. Hitchcock, Scully.
Gina Linetti. Captain Holt.
Kevin.
Cheddar. Especially Cheddar.
The Pontiac Bandit.
Ah, Trudy Judy.
Doug Judy.
No, Doug Judy. Trudy Judy's Doug Judy's
something.
sister.
Yeah. Great show. Come on the podcast.
Please come on the podcast.
We love it. All of them.
So I saw this episode and I thought it was the funniest thing ever. So I googled bagpipes to try and listen to some bagpipe music. And then Bella comes in. Shout out to her.
She's not
in the room, unfortunately. She comes in and she's like, "Are you listening to the bagpipes?" And I said, "Yes, I was." And I kept laughing about it. I kept playing their different...
Yeah, you kept mixing. Now I remember the phone call. She was mixing. She'd play some bagpipes, and then the next YouTube tab, she would play other music. So it was like a bagpipes mix of songs.
It was a lot of different bagpipes. There was a lot of bagpipes. And I'd also play, like, the beginning of, like, our intro song, Toccata and Fugue in D minor.
Oh, we should have, I wish we would have known we were talking about bagpipes. We could have made that our intro.
Oh, we should have. That would have been really funny. We can make it the outro.
Okay, stay tuned for the outro.
Yeah. But I would play Toccata and Fugue in D minor on the harp, which is one of Bella's favorite instruments, and one of my favorite instrument. Close second is bagpipes, of course. So I'd play the start of that song, and Bella was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful," and I would instantly play The Amazing Grace.
It was Amazing Grace. I couldn't remember what song it was.
It was so funny, and it made me laugh.
And then we stood like it was the national anthem.
Yeah.
So what other reaction would there be? Or a funeral.
Yeah. One or the other. It was really, really hilarious. It made me laugh. It made Bella really annoyed. And it made Kate laugh.
It was very funny. We, however, did not get access to the bagpipes.
No.
I knew people growing up learning the bagpipes, and I
Yeah.
thought it was the funniest thing. Because it's just quite the instrument to pick.
Exactly.
But I guess if you're from somewhere, like, that bagpipes is a big thing. Like,
Yeah.
Scotland?
Yeah.
Question mark?
Yeah, Scotland.
Scotland?
Yes, you're right.
They love those bagpipes.
Yeah, or
so,
if you're from Scotland, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
My Scottish friends would all learn bagpipes, and I was like, that's so fun.
Yeah. I really want to learn how to play the bagpipes, purely because of the annoyance that it would cause.
That'd be fun.
People already hate me because I play the recorder and the kazoo.
Yeah, when my little brother came on the podcast, he left with Audrey's kazoo. So Audrey had no kazoo for a minute.
Yeah,
but we got a new
instead of having
one.
no kazoo for 2 days, I had no kazoo for a whole month.
Yeah, it was a real punishment. But then we got a new kazoo.
I got a new kazoo. It's a beautiful kazoo. I got it from Kate.
It's engraved.
It is engraved. It says Audrey last name.
Kazoo your heart out with a little smiley face.
It's really cute. I play it all the time, much to my roommate's dismay.
There's also a recorder thing for a minute.
Yeah.
There was one time I was in the lounge of my building with some pals, and they all had their recorders.
I was there. I had a recorder too.
And they all played a song. I'm going to find the clip of it and play the audio from it because it was bad.
It was so
bad.
It
was bad.
But it was really funny.
My entire floor hates me and my friends.
3, 2, 1.
No, imagine that for 30 minutes straight, over and over, while you're trying to study.
Yeah, that was our best go-to.
That was 3 recorders at once. No, that was 2 recorders and a flute.
Yeah.
2 recorders and a flute.
Three recorders and a flute, because it was me, Emerson, Annika, Yael.
Yael was not in that video.
Yael was not in that video?
No.
Okay, then it was me, Emerson, and Annika. So it was 2 recorders and a flute.
Yeah. A great band.
A fantastic band.
You can book them for birthday parties. Just DM us at, I don't remember our Instagram handle. Yeah, in the streets with.
Yeah, send us a message if you want us to play at your birthday party. We do birthdays, we do weddings, we do funerals, we do
Kwanzas,
we do bar
quinceañeras,
mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, quinceañeras, what other
baptisms.
Yeah, we do baptisms. We'll do Eids. We'll do Ramadans. We'll do
Whatever you want.
whatever you want. We will be there and we will play for you.
Also, DM us if you want us to podcast your wedding / funeral / any other event. We could have you all cycling as guests.
Exactly. We could have a flash podcast where we'll come to your wedding and
we'll
or your event.
We'll talk to people.
We'll come and talk to all your guests.
We'll spin a wheel.
That'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, so DM us if you want to do that. Stay tuned, though. We left at the end.
Before every podcast, we do a little bit of a mic test, and today's was really funny, so it's left at the end.
Left at the end. You can
enjoy
give
it.
It a listen.
Laugh, live it, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever platform you're on, I hope you're having a great time.
Yeah.
I hope it's great. If we get enough listeners, I'm pretty sure we start to make sense of money.
Actually, we don't.
Never mind. We're still free, always.
We're still free. Unless you guys are willing to pay us money to listen to our podcast.
We're not going to make you pay money to listen to us, because I'm convinced no one will.
Yeah, but if we get 50 listeners, we start getting ads. So
there we go. Look out for those ads.
Yeah. So
that's exactly what you guys want, is ads.
That is exactly what you guys want. So anyways, let's do a round of applause here, huh?
Yeah, round of applause for Audrey and I for coming back. It sounded like a semi-truck at the beginning.
Oh, I'm literally in tears. That is so funny.
Goodbye.
Okay, well, testing the mic now. Testing. Hey. How y'all doing?
La-di-da-di-da. I'm so glad we started filming again out of my slay phase, though.
Yeah.
So those podcasts would have been annoying.
Yeah.
If I had just said slay every 30 seconds. Would have been bad. Can tell the listeners we had to take a break because I was ill.
She was in the sleigh phase.
Been struck by the sleigh.
Oh my gosh, there's a new sound on the thing. It's Maxwell the Cat theme.
I don't know what this is.
No. What a bop. Anyways. There we go, like this.
In the morning.
La 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 la. Okay, I think.
Hey, so
we're back.
We were editing and we realized we didn't spin the wheel of guests at all. So if you made it all the way to the end, past the surprise,
yeah, exactly,
great mic test. Here's a sticker, and you get to know.
Yeah,
our next guest is
Isaac! Isaac, you've already been contacted. We look forward to having you next week. Yeah.